Hello, and welcome to my office. Today, I want to talk with you about living in overwhelm. Overwhelm, you know what I mean, where somehow or other the needs of everybody around you become your responsibility, and your name is on the very bottom of the list. Right, overwhelm. And these days, haven't you noticed it's nearly impossible to get out of there and to actually find space for yourself, even more so than prior to all this health stuff and civil unrest and so on? Well, I want you to know that I have lived there and I can fall into it sometimes myself, but I also know how to meet that challenge. And I want to share with you a kernel, a very important perspective today about that, a perspective change. That's a good way to describe it. Overwhelm, when it's carried to the nth degree, can actually shut down all of your circuits. It can affect your mind, your body, and your spirit to the point where you just can't function. Maybe you've already gotten there. It's like going through a fog, paralysis, or snapping at people, acting completely out of character, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm Sandra Allen Lovelace, and I'm a transformational coach who's on the same kind of a healing journey that all of us that are in overwhelm to that degree, which is actually called trauma. And I want to share with you what I'm learning. First of all, the way this is described, this sort of over-the-top overwhelm as trauma, is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And it was first applied to people in the military, but don't worry, you don't have to be a member of the military or have served in the military. Interestingly, Bezel van der Kolk, who was working with the Veterans Administration when that term was developed and was there a number of years, but then he moved over to work with women, helping women in domestic violence and other kinds of difficult situations, trauma related. And he discovered the connection of the trauma impact and the ways to address it very quickly. Interesting, huh? Anyway, so this term PTSD is what I'm talking about today, post-traumatic stress disorder. The idea that it's a disorder, and by the way, I have been diagnosed with it myself, so this is a personal issue as well as a professional one. Post-traumatic stress disorder assumes that the way that we have approached stress, the way that it has impacted us, is flawed, and that we are flawed, and this is a terrible thing. Disorder. It's a disorder. I really want to bust that myth. I really want to bust it, because it's really, when you look at the way we respond, and different people choose to respond differently to trauma, it's personal, individual, but it's also built on who we are. And it's a survival skill. We've learned to survive. It doesn't mean we're stupid. It means we're smart. It doesn't mean we haven't been able to adapt. It means we've adapted really well. We've stayed alive under difficult circumstances. So my change in that is it's now post-traumatic survival skills. Post-traumatic survival skills, PTSS. And I'm facing mine. They're old coping skills. I don't need them anymore. I'm learning and I'm growing. But that's where the rubber meets the road. Now, if that excites you, or even if it just makes you a little bit interested, remember, Sandra Allen Lovelace. You can find me on Facebook. You can email me, sandraallenlovelace@gmail.com. Or you can go to YouTube, my YouTube channel, and find my trauma series, my mini trauma series, and so on. Yes, hunt me up, message me, find me in any way to learn more. Thanks. Bye-bye.